Hero equipment is the most important thing to any attack strategy, but with how many equipment there are along with how stingy ores are to obtain, it can be tough to choose what to prioritize. So let's break down the best equipment to upgrade for each hero so you can get the best value for your ores. No matter if you're going for the minimum or maximum level, focus on one equipment at a time, as you will be able to use that particular equipment while you save up for another one. So, starting with the Barbarian King, his first priority is his Spiky Ball. This equipment enables your King to have much more DPS and HP thanks to the passive hero boost stats, while allowing your Barbarian King to do instant damage from a distance, unlike the Giant Gauntlet. With its utility, it pairs very well with two other equipment, the Earthquake Boots and Snake Bracelet, which enables your King to be used in different ways. But you can also use code CORRUPT to support me and the channel. So after the Spiky Ball, if you mainly use the King inside the base, focus on the Earthquake Boots, as its utility with the wall breaking and damage percent it offers makes it very strong as a wall breaker and damage dealer. However, if you prefer to use the Barbarian King to funnel, his Snake Bracelet is a great option. This mainly takes advantage of the HP increase passive, which when paired with the Spiky Ball, grants the King an insane amount of HP while he sets up funneling. As for other equipment, they are all not worth investing into, as they are relatively niche or just don't do much for the Barbarian King when used in either air or ground attack strategies. As for the Archer Queen, her first priority is her action figure. This equipment is really good for both air and ground attacks, as it offers enough survivability and damage via the Giant, whose stats are insanely good. This enables your queen to have a wall in front of her while she's funneling or doing high DPS with her other equipment. The other options that you can focus on following the action figure mainly lie in the Giant Arrow and Magic Mirror. If you're mainly using air attacks, the Giant Arrow is a great investment to make following the action figure, as it's flexible in many options, ranging from sniping down air defenses and air sweepers to activating invisibility spell towers from a distance. Even if you're funneling, you can use this as a solid choice, as it gives enough DPS increase for your queen to use it while being tanked for by the Giant or healed by healers. As for the Magic Mirror, you can focus on this if you are mainly using ground strategies or need great funneling for her on the outside. This allows you to have even more damage on the base, enabling your queen to be used on the inside and outside. Just so long as you have any survivability, the Magic Mirror can be a great equipment to use and focus on. An honorable mention goes to the healer puppets, as they are often similar in survivability to the action figure, with healing rather than tanking. However, with how much flexibility the action figure has, it's usually a better choice than the healer puppets. If you don't have access to the action figure or lack the story ore to upgrade it, focus on the healer puppets, as it's not too bad since it still offers enough healing and healers to be competitive and works very well with both the Giant Arrow and Magic Mirror. Her other equipment are just too niche to put ores into and really won't give you any advantage in your attacks, no matter if you're using an air attack or ground army. With the Minion Prince, his Dark Orb is easily your first priority. Its slow on defenses in such a wide area cannot be ignored and is often used in both air and ground attacks. Its passives are also very good, with a little bit of DPS and HP to keep him somewhat tanky. This follows up nicely with the Henchman puppets, as they are tailor-made to work with the Dark Orb. While it does just spawn henchmen, these guys can help the Prince in scouting seeking air mines to keep him or even healers alive, and as such, these guys will work in any condition in both air and ground attacks. Now, while you can just focus on using his defaults, there are other choices that can work in different situations. The Dark Crown is the first one I'd focus on after finishing his defaults. While the Dark Crown does need 180 housing space to get the full buff, it's quite worth doing for the large DPS and HP increase, making it great for you if you use dragons or Dragon Rider attacks. His metal pants are also fairly good in the case you prefer having additional tankage to keep him alive, and can be quite decent if you're ever funneling with the Prince or doing a Prince charge. The other options the Minion Prince has really aren't worth upgrading unless you like to use them or you're using a Prince charge or using him to funnel, but either way, they're not worth investing your ores into if you're not going to use any of those options. The Grand Warden has a nice surplus of equipment to choose from, but his first priority should always be the Eternal Tome. The invulnerability you get from this ability is second to none, and is great for many different attack strategies. You should also prioritize his Healing Tome right after, since similar to the Eternal Tome, it's used in plenty of attacks from air and ground. It's very solid to use with its long duration and high amount of healing, which can keep plenty of troops, including healers, alive for longer. That should give you a solid support set to build off of, as you should prioritize his Rage Gem following those two. The Rage Gem enables your Warden to attack faster while supporting your troops and other heroes with an additional rage. Just keep in mind the rage is only 50% for troops and only 25% for heroes. This will enable your Warden to also use a Warden charge when you start working on the Fireball next. The Fireball is very strong, albeit a bit niche, but makes up for it by being able to cut large chunks out of the base when used to either set up funneling for your main attack or even to clear the core while charging himself and healers. His other equipment, such as the Life Gem, Lava Loom Puppet, and Heroic Torch, are all just not worth investing into, as they lack any synergy and their usage in any attack doesn't make any difference compared to his other options. Finally, we get to the Royal Champion, where she wants to first prioritize her Electro Boots. Its passive DPS, healing, and additional HP are all good to have for plenty of strategies while removing the weakness of having to deal with skeleton traps. It also enables you to do damage to buildings and defenses around her, which is perfect for Royal Champion charges that can be used in plenty of strategies. From there, you have a lot of equipment to choose from, as each has their own strengths and weaknesses, such as the Haste File. This equipment is pretty solid mainly for Royal Champion charges, as the extra attack speed and DPS can be quite good to have in plenty of situations. The Rocket Spear is just as good to focus on afterwards, as it offers a lot of utility inside the base or even on the outside to either funnel or clear defenses before starting the Royal Champion charge. You can even use this on the back end to keep her alive while clearing out defenses for your push. This can also control pathing for your Warden charges thanks to the Rocket Spear's clearing out defenses. Additionally, its DPS increase and HP increase are also great to have for the Royal Champion. However, if you need additional survivability, her Hog Puppets should be a good priority following the Rocket Spear, as it offers some nice DPS with the Hog Rider spawns, while also granting your Royal Champion with additional HP, healing, and a 1-second invisibility to keep her from dying too early to move from defense to defense. An honorable mention goes to the Seeking Shield, as it can be quite decent of an option with the high damage it does per defense, while being a great option to pair with the Rocket Spear. This allows you to clear lower tier defenses in one shot, or even do extra damage to high HP defenses while saving your Rocket Spears to do damage to those higher HP defenses. I just don't recommend investing anything into the Royal Gem, as its healing is its main use case and just isn't worth the investment when there are better survivability choices. This overall should give you a good priority guide for each hero's equipment, but if you want to see it from a glance, here is the priority for each hero. This hopefully will help you get more value for your ores, but if you want a consistently strong strategy that can use both common or epic equipment, check out this Root Rider guide right here, while YouTube says this video is right for you.